Good, beautiful morning. Welcome to this episode of A Dog's Life. My name is John. I am your host. During yesterday's video, I really felt connected to myself, to all of you out there. My energy was in a really good place. I just felt good. A few hours into I'm going to back up there for a second. At least part of our talk today is going to be on how life can let you know when it's time to just let go. So yesterday, after I had finished this podcast, I was in a good place mentally. I was really just tackling the day. Within about 90 minutes of each other yesterday, I got 3 different text messages from 3 people that each of them I've known for at least 2/3 of my life. So we're talking about people that have been in my energy, in my circle, in my life, however you want to call it, for quite some time. Over the last 6 months, as I've just been trusting the universe, believing in the infinite good, in just really starting to understand myself and my place in the universe, there have been ups and downs, there have been struggles, but the farther it goes, the better I feel about myself. So here I am yesterday, I'm in a good spot mentally, the day is going well, and I get these 3 different texts within about 90 minutes. The first 2 of the 3 were really just, they turned into heartfelt situations. One of them I had not spoke with much lately, and they had texted me on Monday, and I waited till the end of the day to respond and just said, hey, a lot of life changes going on, not ignoring you. I said, touch base Wednesday, things should be back to a normal flow. And that's what they were doing. They were just checking in. They were seeing how I was doing, where my soul was at. The second one started out as something that needed to be tackled, but then in that, because it's somebody close to me and somebody I trust and I care about, I went ahead and expounded a little bit, got back positive feedback, and it really made me feel good. Tackling my day, we're currently redoing a kitchen. A few hours later, I pick up my phone and realize that there was a 3rd text from someone else. And going backwards again, these are people that I've known for 2/3 of my life. So I've known them all of my adult life, at least, and into high school, on all of them. And the 3rd one hurt. It was meant to shame me, to degrade me a little bit, and it did. I came up with multiple responses in my head. I set my phone down. I'm not going to respond if I know that my soul is not in the right place. I went on with my day, get to the end of my day, and I've carried, at that point, I had carried the weight of that text message around with me all day. It hurt me that somebody that close to me would choose to use words that they knew would hurt. I am careful enough with my words at this point in my life that I'm done responding in anger, or I'm done sending text in anger. And that this person did that, it really hurt me, because I knew that I would not do the same, and we cannot expect the same out of others as we would expect out of ourselves. And as much as I knew that I should let that go, I didn't. I literally carried it with me through the rest of my day. I still never responded. I dropped some tools off for some family and friends to borrow at the end of the day, and stayed and had dinner. And then as I'm heading back into town, I get a text from a family member that lives out of state just saying, hey, my wife and I are in town on an impromptu visit, not going to be here long. Do you care to have breakfast tomorrow? And this is 8 o'clock at night, something like that. We text back and forth for a little bit, and to make it easier, I finally call. My soul is still not feeling good at this point. I'm still carrying the weight of that one negative text. Which is silly of me, but we're all human. Just because we know that we shouldn't let something get to us or to hurt us, we still do. We will still let that stuff hurt us. And that's all right. We're human. The question is, what do we do with it? So here we are at the end of the day. I had not responded. Talking with this family member I've not seen in quite some time. I said, well, let me call my brother and see if he wants to do breakfast as well, because they were both in basically one spot and I'm 30 miles away. So I get a hold of my brother. We all agree on a plan. I end up heading down home and staying down there because we're going to have breakfast at 6 a.m. That way I'm not getting up and driving in the morning. I get up this morning. My head is in a much better place. We have a phenomenal breakfast. That ended up being a few hours long. We just had great fellowship, great time together. And then I'd stop by my dad's house to pick some things up. He happened to be home. I conversated with him for about an hour. And I had already, at that point, I'd already planned on starting my day late. Last night, being proactive, I'd just called and I had said, hey, you know what, we're going to start our day late. So everybody was on the same page. So here we are into this beautiful, glorious day, and I've still not responded to that text. And I'm not going to. Because not everything deserves our attention. It was not meant to be helpful. It was meant to be hurtful. It was meant to be biting. I don't know about hurtful. It was hurtful. I don't know that's how it was intended, but it was definitely worded to get under my skin. So I'm not going to respond. I'm just going to let it be. That being said, if we just sit back, I'm going to start over there a little bit. In the process of starting to understand ourselves and in growing and in changing who we are, and in changing the impact that we want to make on the world around us, on ourselves, on the difference we want to be in life, is we grow and change and turn into the butterfly we're meant to be. Not all of those old connections are meant to be a part of our new life. Part of those connections were the connections to the caterpillar. Now, part of those caterpillars that you had connections with will turn into butterflies with you. And they're meant to be right there. But the caterpillars that stay caterpillars are not meant to be part of your butterfly life. And the analogy may be a little whimsical, but life shows us what's not meant to be. It helps us weed out that's not going to help us grow if we just let it. If we let it show us the way to let those things go, because it's opening us up for much more beauty and difference. It's letting us open up into the person that we're meant to be. So if you happen to receive something that hurts you, or makes you sad from someone that is close to you, instead of retaliating back in the same way, maybe thank life for showing you what is not meant to be. I am so proud of each and every one of you in getting to know yourselves and love yourselves and believe in the infinite goodness inside of you. Just your worthiness for wherever you're at in life. Worthiness does not come when we hit a goalpost. We are worthy, period. Thank you. I love you. Be blessed and blessing.